The first video that we're going to look at filming today with heat transfer is convection. Remember, convection involves direct touching. So some of the things I wanted to show you just for general purposes is obviously we looked at conductors being something that transmitted heat well, such as metal. All right, so you can see the metal saucepan that we have here. One of another cooking things I wanted to show you that some people might not be exposed to are cast iron skillets. You see these a lot in cartoons or various things. All right, super heavy, hard for me to pick up. All right, but you can also tell that there is no insulator, all right, on the handle. So you can see right here, it is just the cast iron skillet. So this, if it were to be turned on, all right, would get hot. Whenever you see one of these on a stove, you don't want to immediately grab for the handle. There's nothing there to protect you. On this saucepan, you can see that there's a different metal, right? They look distinctively different. This metal heats up slower than the rest of the saucepan. So conduction, again, needs direct touching of the molecules. So what we're going to do is I am turning on the stove, all right? We're going to see this heat up. I am going to pour in 2 tablespoons of oil, all right, into the saucepan. All right, so now that is in there. I am going to add a 1/4 cup of popcorn kernels. Again, what are we looking at here? The stove is now red. It is directly touching the saucepan. Everything is directly touching. The oil is now touching the metal, which is in a sense being heated up directly. All right, and the kernels are sitting in the oil. So we're going to cover this up. All right, let that heat up a little bit. While that's heating up, we want to review other things that would be conduction, things that could get hot. All right, if somebody were to pour coffee on themselves, all right, what is happening when coffee pours on you? A direct hot liquid is pouring on you. So again, conduction, we're going to make a hot liquid come out. We're going to wait for this for a second. All right, you can see the steam coming out, so hot liquid. If I were to now touch that liquid, all right, it is hot. All right, I can feel that. You can't, but that was just burning. All right, as soon as you touch those molecules, that is conduction. All right, as soon as the pan, all right, is coming in contact with the heat, that is conduction. Again, direct touching. All right, I am resuming the video. That was a painful wait for me. All right, but the popcorn is now starting. Again, how are we cooking this popcorn? Through conduction. Everything is directly touching the heat source. So now the stove is super hot. I'm not going to touch that. It's turning red again. You might be able to start to hear some of the popcorn popping. Excuse the shaking. And we've now crossed that threshold where the heat is working. If you're ever making popcorn like this, do not take off the lid. You'll be tempted to, but then it'll take much longer to cook. You want to trap the heat. Again, the conduction is touching the pan, the saucepan. The saucepan is touching the kernels. I'm waiting to see if I hear any more pops. And I don't, so I'm going to take it off. I'm going to turn off the burner. And we have popcorn. All right. So again, what happened with this popcorn? I'm not going to go reaching into it because, again, I would get burned. All right. The saucepan was touching the element. The element is super hot. All right. I had oil down in the pan, as I'm trying to show you. Almost all of the kernels are popped. All right, so for those of you that are buying Jiffy Pop and it doesn't pop and it burns at the bottom, this is the way you want to do it. So you'll get all the kernels nice and popped. All right, you can put butter in there, do whatever you want to do. That is an example of conduction heat. All right, again, the saucepan was touching this. I'm not going to touch it again because it's hot. All right, I don't want to get burned. The pan is also now super, super hot to touch. I don't want to put my hand there again because I don't want to get burned. All right, but how was this popcorn popped? This popcorn responded to conduction heat. It was sitting in hot oil, and the hot oil forced the kernels to explode. Again, these kernels are sitting, oh, I just burned myself, in the hot oil, all right, and the hot oil forced the kernels to pop.